to start off by asking a question. What happens when you become the heavyweight champion of your own demise? Have you ever found yourself sparring and fighting round after round, hit after hit, just praying you didn't get knocked out by the weight that society places on you? Because I've struggled with it too. And there have been many times where I felt like I was not going to make it another round. And I hadn't made it every round. However, the 3 rounds that I did have to fight were challenging, to say the least, to the point where I wanted to throw in the towel. But I fought those 3 rounds functionally depressed. And to make myself feel better, I called it multitasking. Depression doesn't always look like can't eat, can't sleep, can't get out of bed. Sometimes it presents itself in the too familiar saying that what goes on in this house stays in this house. So you continue and function life, business as usual. Or you wear a superwoman cape that weighs you down like iron, all while you're trying to define and defend who you are. Round 1. Being raised in an African American Baptist church came with a particular and sometimes odd set of rules, especially being pushed into the limelight of becoming the PK, pastor's kid. And unknowingly, at 10 years old, I was thrust into the most elite fraternity in the religious world. And I noticed how I was treated as a pastor's kid versus non pastor's kids. And it was a burden that I carried with me like a 1,000-pound dumbbell. My innocence left me as it was replaced by a steady spotlight that was controlled by people's expectations and red hot sermons that were laced with Bible verses. Round 2. Like many teenagers, I could not wait to leave my parents' house and head off to college. But 5 months out of high school, doing what best friends do, we decided that we were going to go get a pizza. And while we're driving, my best friend decides that she wants to deliver a gut punch and asks me to go to the store with her to get a pregnancy test because she thought she was pregnant. And it didn't stop there because sis said, "Can you take it with me too?" But being the supportive friend that I was, I took the test too because I knew I wasn't pregnant. But what happened after a few minutes only left to one question. What are you gonna do? Life had landed its first of many punches, and I was instantly paralyzed. Fear, shame, anxiety. All I can do was sit there and take every punch. That bathroom never seemed so small until then, and I suddenly realized that I became the very thing that a pastor's daughter should not be: a statistic, a teen mom at 17, another punch. Round 3. After I regained consciousness into the fact that I am about to be someone's mother, I was going to do everything in my power to protect my son and give him everything that he needed. And when you're pregnant, your baby goes through everything you go through. My emotions was displaced physically, mentally, emotionally. Y'all, I was struggling with the reality of shortly having to protect another human being. So the fact that my son was born with all 10 fingers, all 10 toes, and healthy made me feel empowered. I felt like that superwoman again, but this time without the 1,000-pound dumbbell. After recovering from the birth of my son, I became a single mom at 19, and that was another blow. My son's father went to jail for 2 years. He left me and my son to navigate this world while he navigated the system. He completed his sentence and was able to talk me back into relocating back to Buffalo just for me to get pregnant again and become a single mom a second time because he went back to prison again. The amount of shame, abandonment left me feeling dumb, numb, and stupid. You see, my defense strategy helped me becoming really good at owning these unsolicited labels. In 2010, I remember being in a fast food drive-through line and I was scraping up coin just to get 2 kids' meals, y'all, and I snapped. I really, really hit rock bottom. And I went home to my low income apartment where I was paying $25 for rent. I went in that bathroom, I ran the bath water, and I slid into my bathtub so that my kids didn't see or hear me crying uncontrollably. I got into the habit of doing that quite often. My bathroom and my bathtub became my sanctuary. It gave me the space that I needed to have honest conversations with NaTasha. And it was at that point that I realized, sis, you're going to have to make a decision. And one that is going to change the course of your life forever. So I asked myself, are you going to sit here in the corner of this ring and take that TKO? Or are you going to rebuke all of those labels and voices that tried to keep you backed in that corner? The bell rung and I called up my ultimate trainer. I drowned out all of the noise and created space in my heart to start to be the heavyweight champion of my own life. I made that decision to leave my hometown and I promised myself I am never going back. Slowly but steadily, I started putting these boxing gloves away because I was determined to break free from the cycle of pain and self-doubt, at least until sis was triggered again, and then I just put these things right back on. But no matter what challenge arose, me and my kids never stepped out of that house looking like what we were going through. I forced myself to push through the pain and the doubts because I knew that true victory lied in conquering the battles that was within myself. I needed my children to see what a champion looked like even if I was down. I kept my strength up, throwing blow after blow because they needed to know that a champion needed resilience and stamina. I refused to give up because I knew that I wasn't in a sprint. I was in a lifelong marathon. And for that, I have to give thanks to my trainers. Shout out to music. And how many of y'all know that music will get y'all through some tough times? Journaling, who helped me work on myself through writing so that my reflection wasn't deflection. Self-awareness, who made me aware of the things that were in NaTasha's control and the things that I couldn't control. Therapy, who gave me the tools to walk through my past to a better present and future. And last but definitely not least, my spiritual foundation, who made all things possible through healing and work. What I realized, y'all, is that I was fighting battles that didn't need to be fought. They needed to be embraced. I allowed labels and people to distract me from the rewarding experiences that being a pastor's kid, a teen mom, and a single mom actually was offering me. These life events that looked like obstacles gave me a foundation for pillars of strength for myself and my children to stand on, to build on, to love on. They were not my weaknesses. They were life experiences that shaped me into the champion that I am today. Now, I need y'all to go within because there's a boxer and a champion in each one of you. And I want to encourage you to shed the weight of those unsolicited labels that have been placed on you too. Let go of the past because it does nothing but bind you with their narrow definitions. Embrace your fly, your strength, your resilience. Although tiring, keep up your stamina. You are not defined by your past, your circumstances, what others say, whisper, or think about you. You're defined by that burning that is within your soul. A champion that can rise above every challenge and hurdle. Life be lifing, but it's full of ups and downs. And it's essential for you to embrace your uniqueness, your individuality. The bell has rung, and it's your time to fight back. Face each and every round, remembering that even when the world seems to be against you, you have the strength within yourself. What labels have y'all been wearing? I really want y'all to think about that because it's not about the number of rounds you endure. It's about the resilience that you show when you face adversity. What labels have you been wearing? Thank you.